this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to disassemble the rigged NACON Revolution X, as well as show you how I fixed this case of stick drift. Initially, I replaced the potentiometer sensor with one from an Xbox S controller that had not been used. I assumed that since they were both licensed Xbox controllers and purchased around the same time, basic joystick parts would be interchangeable. They were not. After installing the Xbox S sensor, the up and down axis had zero input. My character was looking at the ground, and I was unable to move him around. After taking a closer look at the sensor, it appears as if it was not seated correctly, which resulted in limited movement of the sensor when the joystick was actuated. The NACON sensor has a wider range of consistent motion compared to the Xbox S sensor. After further YouTube research about stick drift, I found a video that mentioned cleaning the potentiometer track. When I looked at the track, it was in a different condition compared to a brand new track, so I determined this was most likely the cause of stick drift. After I removed the incompatible sensor, I cleaned the track with a pointing cotton swab and alcohol. Comparing before and after cleaning shows a notable difference in appearance. Once the screws are removed, pop the clips located on both sides of the headphone jack. Unplug the grip button connectors. Unplug the vibration motors and remove them. There are 4 screws located on the motherboard that connect it to the faceplate. Remove them. There are 2 multi-pin connectors on the bottom of the faceplate. With the bottom facing up, one is on the left and one center right. Gently pry up from where they are and remove the faceplate. Remove the thumbstick. Gently pry the potentiometer away from the joystick housing with a flathead screwdriver. There are more in-depth videos describing how to do this. I will leave a link in the description. When reinstalling the sensor, you want to hear that click. One of the things I noticed about the Xbox sensor was the lack of click. With the faceplate facing down, insert the face buttons into the faceplate. With the bottom of the faceplate facing up, and triggers pointing away from you, lightly set the motherboard on the pins to the left. You will feel the pins slide into the motherboard port. Once that is done, look to center right and gently press down on that location until you feel these pins enter the motherboard port. At this point, you will evenly press the faceplate and the motherboard together where the pins are located. Reinstall the 4 screws into the motherboard. Note their location. Reconnect the grip buttons and tuck them down into the housing. Notice the orientation of the motors and the location where the wires enter the motors. The wires will be toward the center of the controller. The positive side of the terminal is indicated on the motherboard. The red wire is the positive wire. Once connected, tuck the wires into the housing. Reattach the front-facing plate by pressing it down until the clips are seated. If this video is reversed, pretend the prime clip isn't there. Attach the bottom controller housing by resting the trigger housing over the triggers first so that the edges of the triggers are inside their housing. Then move your weight down the remainder of the back plate towards the end of the grips. Once everything is aligned and seated, press the housings together on each side of the headphone jack until it clicks. At this point, before installing the remaining screws, test the controller to see if it is fixed. If it still has stick drift, you may need to purchase a sensor, or throw it in the trash.